You're watching KREX 5 News.
The top of the order on the most important things I want to share with you today is the fact that we are currently under red flag warnings. This is going to go until 10 p.m. tonight, and then we overlay that with the wind advisory. It's kind of a competition for what is the most important item because both of these have to do with very dry conditions in place. Both of these have to do with wind speeds and ignition sources. In fact, one of the main criteria for the red flag warning alone is dry conditions. Now you can see we have single-digit humidity readings. Some National Weather Service offices across the country, and every office is different, have different requirements. Some require drier than 15%. Others require drier than 25%. But there is no arguing when we have these single digits in place. So very dry conditions out there. And then you have the element of wind. And of course, warm temperature plays a part, but wind speeds. And when you look at the criteria, again, National Weather Forecast offices across the country have different wind criteria, but one of the most underlying item is the fact that you measure wind speed for a period of time, 2 to 3 hours of a sustained wind speed, and you have to do greater than. Some offices require just 15 miles per hour, others go 20 to 25 miles per hour, but you have to measure those sustained wind speeds for a period of time, 2 and sometimes 3 hours. We've achieved that today. Now, when you break down the wind advisory, which is what we're currently under for the Grand Valley, the Uncompahgre Valley, and portions of the I-70 corridor, all the way into Eagle County. When you talk about the wind advisory, which expires tonight at 9 p.m., you're talking about wind speeds between the 25 and the 39 mile per hour zone. So that's a sustained measurement for just 1 hour. And then you add the element of wind gusts, which can go up to 57 miles per hour. Beyond 57, you upgrade from the advisory to a high wind warning. Now, none of these criteria work well with ignition sources. A lot of it is man-made, human-made. Some of it can be natural. And later this week, we'll have the natural ignition sources in the form of lightning strikes with our second storm system coming through for the Friday period. It should bring some rain showers, but with that, the hazards also increase because you get the gusty winds, you get the lightning strikes off in the desert, and of course, you could get that as an ignition source with no rainfalls. We get some rain this weekend, and we'll get some cooler temperatures after the second storm comes through. Right now, we're parked between the mid-70s and the near 80-degree readings. Now, average temperatures, average highs for this time of the year, almost late April, if you will, should be in the middle 60s for many of us. So we're pushing warmer. Records for Grand Junction exist at 86. Now, because of the current storm system, which is responsible for our wind, is in the Pacific Northwest, and it's traveling to the north, passing us by, delivering essentially a dry storm, but it is kicking the winds. Now, because this system will be passing us by, we should expect some cooler temperatures tomorrow, but it won't be cold. You may not even notice the difference between the low 80s and the mid-70s tomorrow. We're still going to be warmer than the average tomorrow afternoon. The problem with this current system is it's such a wind generator, and that's how it's been for quite some time. Jet stream is dipping down right into our region, cradling these storms, moving them rather quickly from west to east. Now, tomorrow, we're in the exit mode, and we'll catch a bit of a lull, if you will. But we're still going to maintain breezy conditions. We'll still have the temperature dipping a little bit, but it's still going to be warmer than our averages, which, again, mid-60s. And we should maintain relatively clear skies. Mild. But again, brief, because storm number 2 already developing in the Pacific Northwest. This one will actually dip a little bit further to the south. So while we will get our warm day on Thursday, the warmest of this second period or the late half of this week, we will get another round of windy conditions. I expect we'll see red flag warnings Thursday, possibly Friday. We could even see them as early as Wednesday afternoon. But again, I think we'll be just too light on the wind speeds. We won't be as strong as we need to be. But this storm system will dip further to the south. We will get rain chances Friday night, lingering into Saturday night. That just means rowdy storms popping around, particularly pumping around the wind gust, if you will. And of course, you get your dirty cars and your windshields, but I think we'll have at least a chance at getting some raindrops out of the sky. Getting into tomorrow morning, temperatures not all that reflective of the passage of this system, but it is slightly cooled numbers compared to this morning. We were in the upper 40s, mid 40s tomorrow. We should be close to 40 this time of the year. Tomorrow afternoon, this represents that dip in the temperatures, but it's not a significant dip. Certainly nothing compared to what we're going to get with the cooler temperatures into the end of the weekend and the start of next week. This is all because storm number 2 comes online later this week. Now, we do catch a break on Wednesday. We do warm up on Thursday. We do keep the wind in the forecast. And looking at these rain showers, again, it's just barely a mention of rain, but we will have the rain opportunities scattering through, but we also will get some small hail potential. We also will get those gusty outflow winds, and then my concern is the natural ignition source, which would be the lightning strikes. This will start Friday and linger into Saturday night. I'm particularly worried about some of the higher elevated communities as far as rowdy storms go for both of those nights, but it's not going to be widespread storm coverage, just a couple of opportunities passing through with number 2. Cooler temperatures for all locations for the end of the weekend and into the start of next week.